If you are currently residing in commonwealth of nations like Australia, Canada, UK, then you know that all these nations share one head of the state, which is King Charles the Third. So similarly, all the facets of your life, your mental health, the circumstances, situations, events that meet you, your your physical health, all of these things depend upon one common thing, and that is your dominant emotions. Right now, if the dominant emotion that you feel throughout your day is the emotion of worry, concern, anxiety, then it's not any surprise that your mental health is down the toilet, your medical bills are piling up, you're faced with tragic circumstances, you're visiting a lot of therapy sessions, you're buying a lot of anxiety medications. It's not a surprise because all of those things depend upon one common factor, that is your feeling state. If you're able to change your feelings from a very sad, anxious, tragic, worries, concerns to you can do emotion of joy, happiness, empowerment, gratitude, confidence, then all of the facets of your life must change. Now, the reason why I say this is because the universe, the physical universe that you see with your five senses, is actually immaterial. It is mental and it is spiritual. This is the reason why yogis have been calling this physical world as Maya, because they know very well that when they upgrade their state of consciousness, their physical reality will also upgrade, including their biology. When you change your state of consciousness, when you can change your state of mind, not only will your physical reality will change, your biology will also change. The genes that are responsible for bad mental health will start to turn off, and the genes that are responsible for good mental health will start to turn on. Suddenly you will start to feel healthy, and suddenly all the wonderful circumstances, all the wonderful events must happen to you. It's a law. This law was propounded also by a Western mystic, spiritual leader of the 20th century named Neville Goddard. He propounded a very short theory: imagination creates reality. It's such a short theory. If you truly understand how to imagine correctly and feel the emotions of your desired imagination correctly, then whatever you imagine must happen, must materialize into the existence. So you don't have to spend so many dollars on buying your anxiety medication, so many countless of hours on therapy sessions. If you just want to see yourself as a very calm, happy, relaxed, empowered person, if you want your ex-girlfriend, your ex-boyfriend, or your competitors to look at you and just be jealous about how good you are doing in your life and regret that they ever messed with you, if you want your friends and family to stop worrying about you, then you have to understand this principle: imagination creates reality. Not only know this principle, but also embody this principle. And the way to embody this principle, I have broken it down into 3 steps. First step is relaxation, second step is imagination, third step is feeling the emotions of that imagination. Now, there are many different ways of relaxation. I personally do yoga nidra meditation for relaxation because I am really proficient at just sitting or laying down for an extended period of time. But some people cannot sit still for even 1 minute. When I was starting out, I could not sit still for even 1 minute. For those people, what I recommend is muster up all the courage you have in this world and just decide to chant Om, A-U-M, Om correctly. I have made a 20 minutes video on how to chant Om correctly. You can find it on my YouTube channel. Just go there and start to chant along with me. I have personally known people who have healed of their panic attacks and anxiety attacks simply by chanting Om for 20 minutes a day, 2 times a day for 3 months. They didn't even need to do the second step and the third step process. Chanting of Om is a miracle. Now, what you need to understand is chanting Om from a yogic perspective, it affects the energy body of your system. When your energy body is affected, when your energy body becomes vibrant and energetic, then It's a natural consequence is your mental body and your physical body starts to naturally heal. This is the reason why so many people just heal by chanting Om. But if you're not one of those lucky people, by doing the second step and the third step, you are guaranteed to change your mental health. Now, what you need to understand is after you chant Om for about 20 minutes, your brain will start to create this wonderful, coherent alpha waves and theta waves. What happens is alpha waves help your brain to visualize very effortlessly, and your theta waves in the brain creates your brain, puts your brain in such a state that whatever you imagine is naturally impressed in your subconscious mind. You become very suggestible. You become very easy to hypnotize by your own auto suggestions when you're producing theta waves. So when you chant Om for about 20 minutes, what you have to do is you start to visualize a scenario where you are already the person that you desire to be and you are already doing the things that you want to do. Now start to visualize that you are already a happy, calm, relaxed, joyful, empowered person. How do you imagine that? By acting like that person. What are the things that you are going to do now that you have become that person? How are you going to see the world now that you have become that person? Are you going to go to new places? Are you going to go to social events and talk to people very confidently? Is your chest going to be very full of air, or is it going to shrink down? Visualize all of these things. And are you going to talk to people differently? Are you going to say to your friends and family, hey guys, you don't have to worry about me. I have completely healed. I am completely fine. I no longer take anxiety medications. I no longer go to therapy sessions. Do your friends and family compliment you in your imagination? Start to visualize that. Start to hear them say, oh my God, you're so relaxed and peaceful these days. Your outlook on life has completely changed. Start to visualize that you're dating wonderful romantic partners, because maybe right now you can't date. A lot of people cannot date when inflicted with a lot of mental pain. So you start to visualize that you're touching your romantic partner's hair. You're kissing them. You're smelling their perfume. You can hear them say that you're such an amazing, peaceful, relaxed guy. Nothing that is sign of flaw is found in you. You're perfect. Hear them say these exact words. Whatever you want to hear people say those exact words to you in your imaginary act. The way to make your imagination a reality is by making your imagination very powerful. And the way to make your imagination very powerful is providing all the sensory vividness to your imaginary act. When you can provide sensory vividness, like the things that you can see, the things that you can hear, the things that you can smell, the things that you can taste, the things that you can touch to your imaginary act, that imagination becomes very powerful. So start to even smell the aroma of coffee, start to eat amazing foods that you currently are avoiding. All of these things is going to make your imaginary act very, very vivid. And when that happens, your brain loses the differentiation ability to distinguish between an imagined act and an experience that you have in this three-dimensional world. When that happens, that imagined scenario creates neural networks inside of your brain. Now your job is to completely immerse yourself into that imaginary act. Don't imagine as if you're watching a movie, like you're a third person and everything is going on within a movie. You have to place yourself as a first person, place yourself as an actor in that imaginary scenario. Do everything in that first person and replay this mental movie over and over and over again, because when you mentally rehearse this imaginary scenario enough times, what happens is your neural networks that was formed inside of your brain starts to become hard and set. And now this neural network start to send a rush of chemicals down your body. What happens is these chemicals are going to create feelings that are equivalent to your imaginary scenario. Because your imaginary scenario was wonderful, all the wonderful things happen to you in your imaginary scenario. Now suddenly you're going to feel a lot of wonderful emotions, a lot of elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, and these feelings are actually the secret of breathing life into your imaginary scenario. If you get really good at sustaining these elevated emotions for an extended period of time, then be ready, because all of those wonderful imaginary scenario will happen fast, and you can be really good at sustaining these elevated emotions, because you are now really good at sustaining emotions of tragedy and anxiety and sadness and worries and concerns. Why? Because you're really good at practicing these emotions. All you have done is practicing feeling those emotions, practicing negative visualization. Just show up every day, just do these 3 steps every day, and you can heal your panic attacks by being able to sustain these elevated emotions for an extended period of time. the best way to the best way to reprogram your mind, the most conducive time in order to do this exercise is as you're about to fall asleep. This is a hack, because you completely relax, you imagine, you feel the emotions, and suddenly when you wake up, you can wake up as a completely different human being. You can just sleep and change your life. But I recommend you to do this every day for at least 3 times a day. As soon as you wake up in the morning, as you're about to fall asleep, and some free time during the day. The more you do this, the better you get at it. And you have to get really good at this, because right now your attention span is bad. We have the attention span of a goldfish, because we are bombarded by TikToks, Instagram reels, YouTube shorts, instant gratification, alcohol, drugs. All these things are robbing your attention away from you. But if you just show up every day and you do these 3 steps every day, your attention span will lengthen. You can hold your attention on a particular imaginary scenario for an extended period of time. That will ensure that you are going to feel the emotions of that desired imaginations, and you can also sustain that elevated emotions for a very long period of time. And lo and behold, those feelings are going to breathe life into your imaginary scenario. This is a hack to completely change your life. Now, I have made a video on how to do this so many times, because you have to understand that you're not a victim of your life. You're not a victim of your genetics, your environment. You are the creator of your life. This is the reason why Bible says that we are made in the image of God. The kingdom of heaven lies inside of you. So start acting like the creator of your life. The Upanishads say Aham Brahmasmi, which means I am the source of creation. So please start to exercise these 3 simple steps into your life, and you are going to be the creator of your own life. But if you still feel like you cannot do this alone, I have made a ton of videos, but if you still feel like you cannot do this alone, then message me on my Gmail, my Viber, my Telegram, my WhatsApp, and we can get started right away. You have to remember that the sky is the limit once you truly know how to imagine correctly and feel the emotions of your desired imagination correctly. Subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.